What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Artisan MC, trying to do this PMDM in a different way. And let's see if you guys can hear me. So if you can hear me in the chat, press 1, please. What up, Malika? If you can hear me, hit 1 in the chat. Oh, awesome. I assume it's clear. All right, so I don't know how good the audio is right now, but we're going to roll with it. Realized I was actually hooking up my phone wrong in my car, and I thought about it when I hooked it up in the rental yesterday. I wasn't using the audio cable. It was playing right through the Bluetooth. It was playing through the Bluetooth like it was supposed to. And I didn't understand why my car wasn't doing the same thing because they're the same technology. Like my phone calls and stuff, but audio wasn't. So I tried it without. Anyway, what we got on the menu today? I guess somebody else is live, or YouTube didn't send out the alert, which is par for the course. Shadow ban is always in effect. But regardless of that, I made it back, went to work today, and immediately had some issues with some folks. And to think about it clearly, I think I came back with a little anger. I think anger rode with me back or something. I don't know. Because I felt the shift when I got home last night. When I got home last night, certain things just start going kind of off. And realizing it's negative energy in the place where I am. It is hella negative energy where I am. Chaotic, negative energy. Fucking up my mojo. So, it's for me that I need to move. I need to move. Because within, 2 days, I had nothing negative happening. Really positive, really light, really a good breath of fresh air, right? I come back home. I wasn't home 10 minutes. Shit just starts. It's like you lost your mojo all of a sudden. Like, shit don't work, shit falling. It's a bunch of weird stuff. But if you just, got your spirit aligned a bit to getting some parity with yourself, and then all of a sudden for things to just start going awry all of a sudden, it lets you know what's happening. That the place where you are is not the right energy, and it's fucking up the mojo. So that decided it for me. Like, yep, I need to go, because it was like you could feel it getting back on you. You really could. Everybody walking away and leaving. If you can hear, press 1. If you can't, say you can't fucking hear. Don't run in and out. So, went to sleep late, got up late. What's up, Studio? Thank you, Studio and Remy. So, I ended up coming to work and dealing with some situations, and kind of feel it there too. Negative energy and just look, it's not like I'm looking for negativity. I'm not. I'm the kind of person that looks for positivity, but I'm feeling that negative vibe. Like motherfuckers just want ill will towards you. So, anyway, I bounced on to Instagram. I saw a friend of mine put a post up. The post was about relationships and not wanting a relationship, but wanting a partnership, right? And I know me and this friend have had this conversation before. We've had this conversation before about why she has not gotten married in all this time, right? She's right behind me in age. And I'm sitting there listening to the me where the woman is on there talking, I don't want a relationship, I want a partnership, where I want this, and we had love and not sex, and hustle together and stuff like that. And I'm like, what a bunch of bullshit. I was like, that is a fucking relationship, right? So I hit my friend up and asked her, like, hey, so, like, what the fuck with that thing, with that message? Because it sounds kind of contradictory, right? And she was like, no, you have to listen to the words and stuff like that. And I'm like, I listened to the words, motherfucker. And what I heard sounded like some bullshit. Because, and I went into telling her that modern women use partnership as a way to say they don't want to have to be responsible for shit. But they got their autonomy. Like, that sounds absolutely ridiculous. Because there's no such thing as a partnership with a woman. It's not. That partnership implies that you're equal. There is no equality in a relationship with a woman. Reason being is, you'll never hear a woman saying, the relationship failed and it was all my fault. So because you'll never hear a woman say that, there is no equality in the relationship. Because somebody is taking more of the responsibility than the other. And somebody got their cup out more than the other. Plain and simple. Because a man finding a woman that he wants to be with and to partner up with is not worried about how much money she fucking makes. She's not worried about her job. He's not discounting her if she works at fucking Denny's or has a shit car. He's not discounting her for none of that shit. The only thing that will actually discount her for him is if she won't fuck him, or she got a shitty ass personality. That's it. Other than that, all kind of chicks get wifed up and shit. All kinds of them. Big, small, round, rectangular, it don't matter. Shitty attitude, sweet as can be, all kinds of them get wifed up. So there is no partnership in male-female relationships. Fuck it, it's not. That's a fucking misnomer. If that was the case, when you went out on the first date, the woman would pay for you. Or she would go Dutch. That would be partnership and equality now, wouldn't it? It would. But if you couldn't meet a chick today and not have her trying to run your fucking credit report, trying to find out what you do, what kind of car you drive, what's your last name, so she could do a Google search and shit, passing a picture off to your friends to see if they ever fucked you or not, there is no equality. So drop it. There is no partnership. So drop it. Because for me, partnership, well, I heard somebody say this before. I can't remember who it was exactly. Partnership is the ship that will never sail. It won't. You can't have people in a business partner partnership and that shit not go foul. You can't. But you can partner up in business and get some things done, but it's under the understanding that you both brought the same thing to the situation. You put up 20K, I put up 20K. We do this together. Who's running this? Who's running this part? We agree on that. Bam, we got a contract, we roll it. That's not a relationship. That ain't no romantic relationship. Get the fuck out of here. It's not. Because I've never given a fuck. Never given a fuck what a chick does for a living. It may be interesting as a conversational point, but I never really care. You know why? I don't give a fuck about her money. It ain't mine. She ain't trying to share it. So what difference does it make? Only creature on the planet who can have nothing, fucked up credit, all the rest of that shit. As long as they're fucking cute, somewhat polite, somebody will always pay for them. They never have to have shit. Can take a trip around the world and not have a dime to buy a ticket. But as a male, if you ain't got no money for a ticket, your ass ain't going. Why the fuck you even in the conversation? Get the fuck out of here. There is no partnership. Fucking hell. So, I said some of this to my friend, right? That motherfucker went silent. Basically pissed off. Why? Because what you put out there I told you was bullshit? So what? It is. Look, and I pointed this out to her. All the shit that you're putting in this video, that this other woman is saying, is all the shit that you have. But you don't want it. You don't want it. But you want to hold to the message of, oh no, I do want a partnership. Bullshit. You don't. Because all that shit that she's saying, you already actually have. But you don't want the guy because you want your freedom to go be loose fucking. Well, that wouldn't be a relationship now, would it? Wouldn't be a partnership either. That would be a pretty open relationship. But then if you say relationship, that means you were required to do some shit. Because it's how you relate to each other. Not how you partner up. Partner up don't mean shit. I can partner with a complete stranger in a 3-legged race. Don't mean we romantic. Don't mean I like this motherfucker. Don't mean they have any ties on me other than, look, we just running this race together. And that's it. We ain't got to hold hands. We ain't got to kiss. We ain't got to do nothing else. But we gonna run this. We gonna tie our legs together and run this 3-legged man race. How about that? And after the race is over, we over. Good job. Hopefully we won. That's it. Relationship implies, look, motherfucker, you know I got a sore leg. You're gonna have to go faster with me, or you're gonna have to go a little slower. It's not gonna be no. Oh, I can't keep up. Keep the fuck up. Move faster. Do more. And that's what it comes down to. Women who don't want to say relationship are the ones who are the most selfish because they don't want to have to relate. They want all the benefits without none of the goddamn work being put in a relationship sense. And this is what pisses me off about my friend because I've had this conversation with her ass before. I told y'all about it. This is the person that turned down 3 marriage proposals. Why? Why? Because you thought you could do better. You were waiting for that rich guy to come swoop your ass up. And now, past the wall, getting bigger, You don't want a relationship. Bullshit. You failed. You have racked up enough bodies where you are no good for a relationship. That's why you're saying you don't want one, because a partnership is looser than a relationship. Because think of it this way. Somebody you partnered up with. That's all it means. You fucked. And maybe they used you like a cum rag. You know, skeeted in you and just wiped their dick off and moved on. Yeah. You partnered up. You coupled up for a hot second. But after that hot second, y'all ain't got no ties to each other. Y'all ain't doing shit or working on nothing together. And so I told her, for what that video was saying, everything that woman was describing is a marriage. That's it. That's what that is. Somebody to lay down next to and wake up to in the morning and make love to, not just have sex, to share your hopes and dreams, to work together on something, to hustle like you hustle and work on shit together. That is a fucking relationship. That is a marriage, not a partnership. What the fuck are you talking about? Goofy asses, so far through the fucking looking glass, they think they're looking at the world upright, but backwards as a motherfucker. That is a relationship. That is a marriage. That is what's called a committed long-term relationship. You know how you get there? By being able to have a relationship. By being able to relate. But your partner, that's not a partnership. No, bitch. No, that's not a partnership. Because what are we partnered up on? What? What? Having a functioning relationship? Get the fuck out of here. That's why I told her, it's like, y'all don't be using these words correctly. You keep trying to flip-flop the meaning of words, and that's not what the fucking word means. Look it up in a dictionary if you don't know. But that's not what partnering is. That's not a partnership. But you modern women use that shit to try to escape responsibility and accountability. Mainly. That's why you can't have relationships. Because you don't know how to fucking relate. Because you're trying to escape accountability. Which in a partnership, you do have. Just like you have in a relationship. You just want a different word. And that's the part that actually set me off. Was her talking about, I'm just trying to, I don't want to use those labels. It's like, get the fuck out of here with the label shit. A partnership is a label that has specific parameters under it. Just like a relationship, just like a marriage, just like a fuck buddy, just like a casual sex, just like whatever. All of those labels have meaning. And if you fall in line with what the definition is, that is what the fuck you are, what you're doing. It's a progression. It's not a buffet. Got an itchy nose. So that shit irritates the fuck out of me. Right? It irritates the fuck out of me. Because it's just so stupid. And I know the person, that's why I had to call him on the shit. So I was like, what the fuck is that? That sounds so ridiculous. And I'm not going as hard at her as I'm talking to you guys about it. I was going pretty easy. I just pointed out that shit didn't make no sense. That was backwards. She was all offended. Why? You know who the hell I am. I've been the same way for the 20 years I fucking known this person. Or, excuse me, not even 20 years, 15 years. I don't see myself changing anytime soon. This is who I've always been. This is what I always do. You put up this fucking bullshit ass cheesecloth argument, and I'm going to poke my finger right through that shit with one question. One question. So that gets back to what we were talking about on Angry Man thing. It's like you find out who you're dealing with a woman by doing one simple thing. Piss them off. Piss them off. Then you know. That's how you know exactly who the fuck it is you're dealing with. All you have to do is piss them off. Because anything up to that point is bullshit. You don't see the real woman till she got a reason to be mad at you. And I'm not saying that it's a valid reason. Just whatever her thing is that gets her out of her comfort zone and makes her upset, then you're going to find out who you're dealing with. Because once she's in that zone, she don't give a fuck about you. And that's who she always was. She never gave a fuck. It's always about the game. Right? It's always about the game. It's never about you. Never believe it's about you. Ever. Even as a young man, never believe it's about you. You are not special. And don't fall into that, oh, my dick is bigger than the other. You're never special, nigga. Never. You know what the last dude she said? The one that she bitching to you about? She was doing the same thing to him she's doing to your ass right now. Lying to him to pump up his ego so she can keep getting what she wants. And was telling him his dick was the biggest one she'd ever had to. Never listen to that shit. Never. Never, never, never. Just put a post-it in your mind on the side of your head that anytime you hear a chick tell you about the ex and you ain't asked, she's a fucking liar. She told the same shit to the other dude. This is the tip for the game. It's a sympathy ploy. Like somebody mentioned in the chat, what KS would say. KS will say they can't give you less than they gave the last man. No, you never can. So if you bring his ass up, I'm gonna start comparing notes. I'm gonna start comparing notes, and I'm going to see that your ass is lacking again. You were lacking when you were fucking with him for what you gave to do before him, and you're lacking in my case because you give me less than the last two niggas. Fuck no, I don't want less. Go back and get a ass less. Fuck you. Get less. So that's why I called her on her shit, because I've known her long enough. I know her dating history. I know the dudes she's been with. I know why she stopped fucking with certain dudes. I've known this person that goddamn long. And to hear her putting up that goofy shit, as a friend, I had to point the shit out to her like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, this sounds ridiculous. This sounds stupid as fuck. Now, the fact that they got mad about the shit is on them. Be fucking mad. What do you expect me to do about it? Lie to you? That's not who I am. I don't do that shit. The world don't do that for me. The world don't do that shit for me. Shit, I worked today all the way through lunch. I had somebody ask me about what I was having for lunch, and I told them, whatever you bring me back, they said, oh, well, you're not getting shit. I was like, hey, ain't that a bitch? Ain't this the same person that I bought lunch for? Fuck you. Fuck you. That was your last sandwich, motherfucker. That was your last goddamn sandwich. That was the last one. On that bullshit. But what was that? Was that a relationship? No, because we ain't fucking. Is it a partnership? Yeah, because we work together. And that's how easily that shit cannot sail. Fuck you. All for the game, for themselves. No reciprocation. So, my thinking is this. Yeah, don't want any labels. Let's just label it a partnership. Yeah, studio. How fucking stupid does that sound? You don't want any labels. Let's call it a partnership. Why don't you call it a duck while you at it? There you go. Call it a duck while you at it. So what a motherfucker know with a label comes accountability. If you didn't call police officers, would you still be able to walk up to somebody with a badge on, wearing blue, and ask them to put out a fire? No. No. Do you drink bleach? Do you put it in the refrigerator next to the soda pop and pull the labels off of it because you don't like to do labels? Fuck no. It sounds stupid. Labels let you know what is inside. And partnership only says temporary alliance. Temporary alliance. I assume there's a bunch of geeks in here. Y'all seen some Game of Thrones. How many partnerships did you see dissolved in that shit? Fucking Baelish partnered up. God damn. Baelish partnered up with Eddard Stark, didn't he? Didn't he partner up with Stark? And what happened? So he turned his back. He had a knife to his neck. He told him, told you not to trust me. I told you not to trust anybody. Partnership. You know who was down to the bitter end? Catelyn Stark. Even after he was dead, she was still down and riding for him. Why? Because they had a relationship, not a fucking partnership. Stupid ass. This is why modern dating is so fucked up. That's why it's so fucked up. They have sold these women a bill of broken gumball machine parts. And they import that shit in their brain, in their heart, thinking that's how relationships supposed to work with this clockwork orange kind of belief. And the shit don't work. It doesn't match up to anything else. Gave you a puzzle piece from a whole different puzzle. Got you running around thinking, no, somebody should fit this. They don't even make that shit anymore. You don't make a guy like this. Your ass is about to, like KS said, RIP. Get a cat. Get ready to die alone. But that's okay. It's going to be plenty of company, too. Because if these motherfuckers is out here dating and they really believe they can find somebody like that, trust me, all the dudes ain't 100% solid either. They're not. They're not. Just can't be. They have a problem forming bonds just like these other motherfuckers do. But I don't date dudes, so I wouldn't know. I just know I have very few homeboys that I keep close. But most of them I do have women. And have long-term relationships with a female. Good, bad, or indifferent. And they are not a master of the fucking universe at all. Not at all. As regular schmegular as they come. I might be the cool. Imagine that dumb shit. But they still got a woman. They still got a relationship. They ain't got no partnership. They got a relationship. They relate. You know how they relate? Somebody doing these things, somebody doing those things. And they partner up on certain shit that they do together for mutual benefit of their relationship. Stupid ass. So, for me, I'm not interested in partnerships with females. Why would I be looking for no goddamn partnership with females? I'm looking for a partnership with a dude with $1 million in the bank and just wants seed money to help make ventures work. I'll throw in the labor, he's throwing the money. That's called a partnership. You know what's not going to happen? Neither one of us is going to be fucking each other. We're not going to be waiting to wake up next to each other, looking longingly and lovingly in each other's eyes. No fucking way. No fucking way. But we will partner to make some shit come true. But we ain't going to have no romantic relationship. Oh, motherfucker not. No, nah, nigga, no. Yeah, studio say partnerships are dissolved as soon as a better option says hi. Exactly. And that's why them women talk that shit nowadays, because that's what they want. They want the, what? I don't know how many different times we need to think of a different word for a relationship that only means that a bitch wants the monkey branch. That's all it means. I want the option to swing the fuck out of here if I see a bigger, better deal coming along. That's just hypergamy. One thing you know about people who speak English, they make up more words for the same fucking thing because they always want to change it up. George Carlin did a classic skit talking about just that. How language always changes to try to soften it up. But what it really means is still something that you should be objecting to. Still something that's objectionable. But they keep trying to soft pedal the language so you don't even know what the fuck the shit means. You don't even know what it means. It's like, oh, okay, well, we had a partnership, so I guess she could leave if she wanted to. Did she rip up the contract or what? Well, no, we never really signed the contract. Well, it wasn't a partnership then, homie. The partnership has paperwork involved. What up, Toya? So, in my book, relationships or relationships is what they should be striving for. But it also means they have to do their part of the work to help in the relation. And the relation ain't about only sex. Relation is, hey, I met this guy, he's nice, you know, he's cool, he's polite and all the rest of this shit. But he doesn't really cook. You know what? I'll cook for him. Find out what he likes, I'll cook that for him. Or maybe I came over his place, he works like 12 hours. He came over, passed the fuck out. Maybe I ran him a shower. Maybe I wanted him to come over. Maybe I ran him a shower so he could take a shower in my spot. That's relating to each other. Because there is some understanding about what's going on with the other person and what you do for the other person. If you only got your hand out looking for them to do everything for you, and you're not thinking about doing anything but giving them access to your body, you are not relating. No, you ain't doing shit. It ain't special. It ain't magical. It ain't mystical. And it's probably not even good. You are offering nothing. Not at this stage of the game. That might have been special at 20. It might have been special after 3 people had had it. But after, what, let's just be 20 years, after 12-something years in them streets getting used and abused, shit, that's the last thing you should think holding any value. The absolute last. After you gave it away to every passing fancy heart flutter in the world for you, and you think it's going to be special now, you can't go backwards. You can't. And you can't make somebody else value it like it's brand new. It's not. So you better hope you can get a relationship. But I think the real thing is most of these women know they can't. They're no good for relationships. They're not. They're not any good for a relationship because they don't know how to actually work or maintain a relationship. They couldn't tell you how to do it. Could not tell you how to do it. And to be honest with you, they wouldn't be any good at a partnership either. They wouldn't. Because partnership is going to come with some accountability too. And that's the only thing they're trying to escape. With, I don't want the labels and I don't want this and I don't want that. What you don't want is to be accountable or called on your shit. That is never going to happen when you're dealing with another person. So you don't want to deal with another person. Better get your ass a dog. Better get your ass a dog. Because even a dog might not speak English, but it will still look at your ass like you need to be feeding me. You might need to be giving me a bath. I do need to go to the doctor and get these shots and shit. And you will have to walk me. Your ass will still be accountable for something. That's all that shit is. A bunch of entitled, spoiled children that doesn't want anybody to tell them no. Or they want to reserve the no only for them. Your ass is only supposed to say yes. Yeah, Toya can cook. I would believe, I don't know. I would believe, right? It is my belief that Toya would cook for a man. I believe Toya would cook for a man. Reason being is that Toya cooks for herself. You know what you never hear about from Toya? Dancing on through this motherfucker? You never hear her talking about she went out for fast food. Which means Toya cooks. Well, that's a step above anyway. You know why? Because most people always expect you to take them out to eat. She said, it sounds good. But you're still eating your leftovers? Here's the point, Toya. You have leftovers. You know what that means? That means you cooked enough food that you ate till you were full, and there was some left over. That meant you cooked enough for probably 2 people. And you're eating leftovers because you're eating that second plate that would have been available the day before. That's why you have leftovers. Me personally, I don't give a shit about leftovers. I like having leftovers. You know why? Because that meant you ate good. There is no scarcity. It wasn't a scarcity. Leftovers are an abundance thing. One of the things I loved about living with my mother when I was a kid was that she would make spaghetti. And I make spaghetti like my mother does, right? Learned her recipe for how she makes spaghetti. She would make a big ass pot of spaghetti. Big ass pot of spaghetti. Sauce, olives, bell pepper, all sausage, all kind of shit in there, right? The tomatoes, the shit make my mouth water thinking about it, right? She'd make that big ass pot, and me and my brother would eat. We would eat like 2 or 3 bowls of that shit and get full that night. You know what happened to that pot? The motherfucker went right in the refrigerator. Now my mother don't like leftovers. She don't like leftovers. But she had 2 boys in her house. And she grew up with 2 younger brothers. She know how to make a lot of food. We'd be eating on that pot of spaghetti for at least 2 days after that first night. At least 2 days. Come home from school, in there hungry, got spaghetti. Right at the leftovers. Big ass ladles full, in a bowl, full of fucking spaghetti, Parmesan on that bitch, and eating it again the next day. Just as good, if not better. Day 2, same thing. Not a problem. That killed most of your fucking week right there. 1 meal. And that spaghetti is supposed to be like a cheap meal. 3 days of 1 trip to the kitchen. 1 trip to the kitchen. I don't see nothing wrong with leftovers. Leftovers mean you actually fucking cook. What I don't like seeing is people who have a bunch of leftovers, but a bunch of food going bad. That means you're fucking wasteful. You make a bunch of shit, but like eyes bigger than your stomach, and then you don't want to go back and finish it. Now shit is just getting thrown away. Now you're just wasting food. That's why I don't have a problem with leftovers. Leftovers is good if you're finishing them. But if you just putting shit away and then just having to throw it out next time you see it, then you're just wasteful. That's all that shit is. You're just wasteful. So I don't worry about that shit. I actually like that shit. But what I don't like in the relationship sense is somebody else's fucking leftovers. You know what I mean? Them sour fucking feelings. Them pissed off attitudes. Those, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. No, yes, the fuck you are. Because if you did it for that motherfucker, you're going to do it for me too. I'm not accepting anything less than the last motherfucker got. And it's absolutely asinine for you to think that. Because you wouldn't accept less of me than I gave the last bitch. No, you wouldn't. Yeah, I know you want to go out, but you know what? I said after that my last chick, that I wasn't taking no chicks out for dinner anymore. Unless they paid. So yeah, we can go out, but you have to pay for that shit. Every time. You have to be pissed off. You'd be pissed off, and maybe rightfully so. Because why are you suffering for some shit you didn't do? And if you said that shit, I would say, exactly. So why do I need to hear about all that you won't do for a man? Because you did it for the last motherfucker, and it didn't work out so well. So the fuck what? Why are you punishing me for his shit? I didn't do it. So I don't deserve the attitude. I hate it when people waste food. Yeah, I hate that shit too, Malika. I was never trained to waste food. Never. That shit turned my stomach when I see it. Like, you
Ooh, motherfuckers. Maybe it's just the Gen X generation. You know, we had our social programming in the 80s and stuff like that with USA for Africa and Ethiopia and shit like that. We just ain't in the wasting food generation like that. We didn't grow up in this abundance generation where, you know, we had a surplus of money and shit like that from holding on to it, and everybody just think you can just throw shit all over the place and it don't fucking matter. Oh, hell no. No. Stop being wasteful. My grandma used to say, waste not, want not. Exactly. That's why I don't waste shit. I don't waste food. I try not to waste time. I don't waste other people's time. I don't want to waste my energy. I don't want to waste a good headspace. None of that shit. I don't try to waste shit. Everything needs to be useful and used. Yeah, my nana said the same thing. My nana wasn't playing that shit. Try to waste her shit if you want to. You get your ass beat. Because look. I can remember being around the family stew pot on a holiday, and one of the kids at that time was there. Somebody had brought their kid. It was like their first or second time. For who? Yeah, that's to the door. To the door. Yeah. And somebody had brought their child, and it's not a kid that would always come around. And we sitting down having gumbo, and gumbo is the family event at Christmas. Grandmother would stand up in the kitchen all fucking day, went and bought, you know, poundages of crab and shrimp and sausage, all kind of shit. That little motherfucker got a whole bowl. People waiting for this. All year they wait for this. Come to my nana's house, sit down to the table. They get to the table. You got your rice. You got your gumbo, big, you know, heaping bowl of that shit. And this motherfucker wasted. I'm done. What? My grandmother almost came unglued because she will beat your kid. Just leave it there. Yeah, just leave it there. Fucking DoorDash, dude. Do your job. Stop looking at me. Yeah, she came unglued. And she was upset. And my grandmother do not have no chill and no censor on her mouth. She was in that kitchen talking shit where everybody could hear it, even the kid. And that mother had to come over there and talk to that child about not wasting no motherfucking food. Hell no. Oh no, you're gonna finish that shit. Whatever kind of bargain you think you need to be making with kids, she was there doing that shit. Well, can you just eat a little bit more or some shit? And everybody else there looking like, nigga, what? Shit. You ain't gonna get fucked up over here. You fucking up my meal. Turning their head like a fire-breathing dragon was next to him. Like, woo, hot over there. No, get fucked up if you want to. You crazy. Mm-mm. That's like a single mother of two talking about she a reborn virgin. No, ma'am, it's too late for that shit. Yeah, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a reborn virgin. I don't give a fuck what surgery they told you would slice it, cut it, and tighten it back up. Shut the fuck up. The fact that some old bitch went in there and cocked her legs open to get somebody to do some reconstructive surgery on her vagina tells you how big of a fucking hoe she was. Don't give me this shit about it was the babies. Fuck you. Why don't you do some Kegel exercises or something? Lazy asses. That's hoe shit. Gotta get back out there, girl. That's like an old bitch getting a boob job. For what? To catch old men? The fuck do you need a boob job for now? You ain't part of the dating pool now. You over there with the seniors. Get your ass over there. No, you out the pool. Get out. Get out the pool. I don't give a fuck if you come back with the water wings and the floaties on. No. Look, I'm just as hot as the young girls. No, you're not. Because you're old. You know how we know? Because you said young girls. Oh, bitch. The fuck out of here. Get all the fuck out of here. No. You should have been coupled up already. You should have been partnered up already. Apparently, you're not a good business partner. Because if you were, you'd have a relationship. That's the progression. Those who don't know. What up, Joe Herb? He said he just got here. One of the common things I would hear is, "Bae, you ain't done? I still see food on your plate." Boy, you ain't done? I still see food on your plate. Yeah, Herb. You know, no. You finish. I finish everything. There is nothing I order, nothing I've eaten that I do not finish it. We were not raised in that generation where, oh no, you can't force him to do. Don't make him eat all that food. He can't eat all of that. It's just going to make him into a fat person. You're going to give him a complex. No, the fuck it's not. It's going to teach you not to have your eyes bigger than your stomach. You ask for that shit, you eat all of it and finish it. It's a psychological mind state for doing a lot of other things. You start something, you finish it. You start this meal, you finish this meal. If you get to the part where you think you have engorged yourself and just did too much, then you should probably look at that. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. So maybe you need to cut back on how much you ask for. Because there was not a problem to say, no, I just want a little bit. No, just give me just that much, that's good. That's all I need. Okay, cool. There's no problem with that. But there's a huge problem with, dog, yeah, put it all on there. Yeah, put it all on there. And then sitting back, whoo, I couldn't finish all that. It's like, motherfucker, you wasted half of it. Oh, yeah, I'm just too full, man. I can't have no more. Then you shouldn't ask for any more. Asshole. So, yeah, that's my thing on that. Just after we're done with the leftover talk. To put a pin in it, relationships are the desired male-female romantic interaction. That is what should be desired. Not a partnership, not a temporary coupling, not just a fuck buddy, unless that's what you decide y'all want to be. But all of those labels come with a certain code of conduct. And that's why those labels, if you want to call it that, it's not a label, it's a fucking definition. A label is manager, supervisor, cashier, stock boy, jizz mopper. Those are labels. Doesn't tell you who the person is, but it does tell you what that person is responsible for doing. So a relationship just lets you know what's responsible, what's required of you to do that shit. You need to be able to relate to each other more than sexually. Because I'll tell you, like I've told anybody else that I've ever been with, sex is the easy part. The parts always fit. The parts always fit. So that's the easy part. You ain't get that'll work itself out. That's why you don't have to stress about it. That will work itself out naturally. Proximity, time, opportunity, you'll probably end up fucking. So you don't need to worry about that part. That's all. That part always works. Big, small, short, or tall, it don't even matter. 2 minutes or 2 hours, don't matter. It always works out. The part that doesn't always work out is the relating. Because the relating is more about who the fuck you are as a person and who they are as a person. If you're the first one talking about, I'm just giving and giving and giving, and I'm just doing everything. If you say out of your mouth, you're just doing everything, and you're the first person to say that shit, you're the one not doing shit. You're the one not doing a goddamn thing. It usually means you were finally required to do something, and you didn't want to do it, and felt some kind of way about being required to do anything, which means you're an entitled child. That's what it means. That means you weren't relating, and you ain't a good partner because you wasn't pulling your part of the load without bitching. You have a failure to relate to other grown adults. That is your issue. That's why you cannot have a relationship, because you don't know how to relate to grown adults that can look to you and say, you're responsible for doing something for me, and I'm responsible for doing something for you. Likewise. Say no to situationships, partnerships, and just kicking it ships. Yeah. But here's the thing, Malika. Who made up all these words? Females. For people who don't like labels, they sure keep trying to make up a bunch of different labels to describe the same behavior. I just want to fuck and not have to see you all the time. And fuck somebody else as soon as I feel like it. You just being a hoe. You're just being a hoe. Guys know it when they do it. Look, if your homeboy hit 3 girls in the same day, let's just say, just say he had 3 dates in one day. He woke up fucking some chick. He went out to lunch. He fucked some chick, and then he went out for dinner that night, and he was banging some chick out that day. If he told you this shit, you said, man, you a whole hoe. You out there just one gun out in the streets, boy. Big game hunter out there. You's a whole hoe. And you know what he would say? Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't be offended by that shit. Now, you flip it, and you got a girl doing the same shit, a female doing the same shit. She woke up with a dick and fucked him. She went out to lunch with some dude and fucked him. She went out to dinner that night and fucked that dude. Just because the friend told her, girl, you a whole hoe. She don't get to be offended. Because they want that equality. And that's what equality means. You're a hoe just like he a hoe. The only difference is you shouldn't be a hoe. There is no value, no high value for men for a hoe. Only thing men appreciate about hoes is hoes who know who they are, that put no qualms on it, that they a hoe. That's what we respect, because they honest. That's why you can see a dude having a conversation with a prostitute and not give a fuck. At least she know what the fuck she doing. She ain't got no illusions. Ooh, don't call me a prostitute. I'm not a prostitute. Bitch, please. Your attire, your attitude, and the way your eyes keep being locked on every car that come by mean you a whole hoe. And you looking for money for your cooch. That's a label, you a hoe. The behavior suits. So, you want equality? Okay. Equality is you responsible just like he responsible. And your hoish behavior is his hoish behavior too. But the difference is women are not prized for the number of men they slept with. There is no respect for that. What's the phrase? That a key that can open any lock is a master key, but a lock that can be opened with any key is a shitty lock. Okay then. The lock on your legs is shitty because they open for every fucking swinging dick coming by. Or at least every swinging dick you're interested in. That makes it a shitty lock. Or a broken vessel. Shout out to BGS. The more you do that, the less you have to give to anybody else. Because it ain't special for you either. That's why you're looking for it to be the pot of gold. Like a fucking leprechaun. Yeah, a lot of dudes come, but they ain't shooting no money in that bitch. Yeah, none. But that's the thing, Malika, they all stupid. An honest hoe at least knows who she is. I have no problem with that shit. Because at least she knows who she is. They ain't making no delusions about the shit. If you just want to be out here loose fucking whatever it feels like, then that's just the fuck you doing. But there is words and labels that come along with that shit. Just like there's a label for a chick that said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I've had one or two dudes, but I ain't having a bunch of children. And I want to be married. You know what they call those chicks? Wives. Wives. They actually want a label. They want the label of a wife. So they don't have to be out here riding a cock carousel every week to get a meal, to get a trip somewhere. They don't have to do all that shit. Because I can tell you this, virgin is a label too. But it ranks a lot higher with a guy than hoe does. Or 40 years old, one child, never married, no man. Sounds like trouble. Sounds like a whole broken vessel that ain't never going to be filled. Oh, I forgot. And they don't want no labels. They don't want a relationship. Oh, well. It's for the streets. Stupid shit. But that's it. What up, Elongo? I see you. Magnitude 4.5 earthquake rattles the Bay Area. When? How did I miss that shit? How did I miss the earthquake? We just had a 4.5? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Wives and husbands also value standards, legacy, respect, and their health. Yes, they do. And each one of those is a title that has a list of roles underneath it. Imagine that. Respect, legacy, and standards being one of them. And their health being most importantly. Yeah, Malika, you know. But look, we in the same age group. Only problem with me is I don't go very low out of my age range. I don't drop very low. I aim high. I don't drop very low. But so a lot of my experiences are with chicks that were older than me, or people right around my age group. That's why I can tell you to some confidence that, you know, Gen X women is done. They're gonna be alone. A huge swath of them are, because they're no good for fucking relationships. They don't know how to have a relationship. And that's why I have no problem in saying a lot of dudes ain't going to be there either. The only difference is, though, dudes understand they alone, because they always have been. Nobody was ever believing that you just needed to grab this dude and marry him before he got away. They never gave a fuck like that. They never valued us like that. Girl, if you don't grab him now, he gonna go on and get another chick. Oh, nigga, there's somebody else out here. I'm looking for a millionaire. All you bitches looking for a millionaire? Even the ones with not two pennies to rub together. Competing with the ones who already have parents or family that are millionaires and walk in those circles already and actually been trained, know how to talk, walk, dance, behave, keep their body count low, and you about to go out there and compete with them with the tattoos on your titties and shit like that, and your bad attitudes and your shitty language. Really? You about to catch a millionaire too, competing against them. Look, you might as well say you going out there with a ping pong paddle to play against Serena Williams at Wimbledon. You goofy motherfuckers. Delusion. This is times I do miss Kevin, so he can keep highlighting how delusional these motherfuckers were and letting people see it on a grand stage regularly. Different women, so you can keep seeing how widespread this delusion is. And doing the same thing I did with my friend, sitting up there listening to their bullshit and sitting there poking holes in that shit the whole time, seeing how easy it is for the whole Jenga thing building to come falling down. Oh, really? So why did you run away from your husband? Oh, look at that. Look at that. You weren't happy? Marriage ain't about happiness all the time. That is not normal. You weren't happy before you made that phone call to me. Shit. Dumb. Anyway, let me go ahead and get in here. I gave y'all an hour. I need to get in here and actually make myself something to eat. I don't have any leftovers. Thank you very much. I do need to make something tasty tonight. But I thank you guys for coming through. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell if you feel so inclined. Support the stream if you enjoyed the message. And the message is relationships should be the goal, not a fucking partnership. Partnerships are temporary. Relationships got a better shelf life. Just saying. But that's just me. You can do whatever the fuck you want to, and we can touch back in with each other in 5 years and see which one panned out. Shit. A year. We can turn out and see which one panned out. But that's it. This is, or just has been, my philosophy on relationships and partnerships. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.